Look at my soundtrack and compilation CDs. Ahoy everybody, and welcome to the next chapter in my look at my music collection, and we're moving on to my CDs, and we're going with my compilations and soundtrack CDs. Put those together because basically they're all muddled up in my collection, so it's easier that way. And of course some of the soundtrack CDs are basically compilations. Quick intro, in case you don't know, for the last 22 years I think it's been, I've been compiling music quizzes for my local angling club that my family have been members of all my life. And as such, a lot of the compilations I've bought specifically in order to make those quizzes. So some of them may not necessarily be stuff I would normally buy, but that's why I've got them. But we shall see as we go on what we've got. So a quick slurp, and let's get cracking, and we'll start here, I think. So first up, we have the Jay and Silent Bob Strike Back. This is the orchestral score by James L. Venable. There's two soundtracks. I have the other one as well, you will see that. But it's a really good soundtrack, so that's why I bought that. I collect the Bond soundtracks. I have most of them now. There's a few I still haven't got. This is License to Kill, which is my second favourite Bond film, and the score for this was done by Michael Kamen. It's my favourite Bond theme, Gladys Knight's title track. A classic soundtrack that should be in everybody's collection, Reservoir Dogs. If you don't know, this was compiled by Quentin Tarantino, and it's got excerpts of speech from a film in between the tracks, and some great songs on here. Highly recommended. Back to Bond, and this is the Best of James Bond 30th Anniversary Collection. So this was released in 1992 rather, and it has all the score songs up to that time, plus it also has which is good, it's got Mr. Kiss Kiss Bang Bang, which was originally going to be the theme tune to Thunderball, but then the producers decided no, the title track had to be called Thunderball, so it was dropped, and there's just an instrumental version heard in the film. It was recorded by a few artists, but this has got Dionne Warwick's, or Warwick, however you want to say it, her version of it, and here it's one of my favourite Bond songs, Mr. Kiss Kiss Bang Bang. It also includes We Have All the Time in the World, which wasn't the title song to On Her Majesty's, that was an instrumental, which is also on here. And it also has 007, which is John Barry's. Because he didn't write the Bond theme, he wrote his own theme that could be used in all his Bond films he scored, and that's called 007. The other good thing about this is it's not chronological, which makes a change. This is Dead Parrot Society, the Best of British Comedy. So this is a compilation of British comedy. As you can tell by the title, it's mainly Python and related acts, and from that sort of era. It's also got the Portsmouth Symphonia, which was a band put together in Portsmouth, which, as you may or may not be aware, I am very local. I was born in Portsmouth, and I live about 4 miles away from it. A band put together who deliberately played music badly. So it's got their version of Also Sprach Zarathustra on here, and Classical Massacre. Is there another one on it? Yeah. The William Tell Overture, and an Overture plus Pinball Wizard. But yes, on top of that, it's various bits of Python, including quite a few live bits, which I think are from the Policeman's Ball shows, if memory serves. Neil Innes is on here, Eleanor Bron and John Fortune, Dudley Moore, Peter Cook, John Bird and John Fortune, John Cleese and Jonathan Lynn, and a couple of other bits. But yeah, it's mainly Policeman's Ball stuff on there, I think, if memory serves. This is the Carry On album, so this is music from the Carry On films. Some of it is specific themes, some of it is suites combining themes to a number of films. But that's entertaining. This is a soundtrack to A Knight's Tale, which is a film I love anyway. But my main reason for purchase is that, as you may or may not be aware, I'm a big fan of Robbie Williams. This has exclusively got his team up with Queen on We Are the Champions. But on top of that, it's got some really good... Rather than read them out, he says, maybe not, too much glare. It's got We Will Rock You, Low Rider by War, Taking Care of Business by BTO, Golden Years Bowie, Crazy on You Heart, Further On Up the Road Eric Clapton, Get Ready by Rare Earth, Sly and Family Stone, I Want to Take You Higher, Boys Are Back in Town, Thin Lizzy, One of Your Own, Carter Burwell, not familiar with that, Pieces by Dan Powell, and I Conqueror by Third Eye Blind, but some great rock tracks on there. This is Viva Las Vegas. This is a 2 CD compilation of what they class as Vegas acts, but that goes from Conway Twitty, Dina Washington and Louis Armstrong through to the, Rat Pack stuff you would expect. But some good stuff on here. Nice little compilation, very easy to listen to. I've mentioned on previous videos I like to collect unusual Beatles covers, and fortunately there's been some CD series that specifically does that. It's called The Exotic Beatles, and this is part 1, Exotica. And this has got like the Moog Beatles doing Good Night, All My Loving on Fairground Organ, reggae version of Come Together by Desmond Decker, Derek Enright MP doing Eleanor Rigby in Latin, Yellow Submarine in the Japanese folk style, Metropolitan Police male voice choir doing When I'm 64, We Can Work It Out sung by Cats, Dogs and Chickens. I love these sort of things. I quite often get the Brit Award CDs. They're quite handy ways mainly for quizzes, but a good mixture of songs from each year. So this is 2002's. So they tend to be sort of a hip side and a pop side. So CD1's got things like Travis and Gorillaz and Coldplay and R.E.M. and Faithless and Daft Punk and Björk, PJ Harvey. And then CD2 has got the poppier stuff. So Robbie and Westlife and S Club and Kylie and Sophie Ellis-Bextor, Destiny's Child, Mystique, Sade, Wyclef Jean, Anastasia. But yeah, as I say, they're always good roundup of the year. This is the best 90s album in the world ever. This was mainly got for compilation purposes, but it is a good compilation. It came out in 98, so it doesn't quite cover all the 90s. But it's got, Spice Girls and George Michael and Blur and UB40 and Shaggy and Steps and Oasis and All Saints and Robbie again and Crowded House. It's a good mixture on there. It's another... get in. It's another mainly for quiz purposes. This is the 60s. This is a 2-disc set from Virgin. Various big hits from the 60s, basically. None of your big hitters, none of your, Beatles or Stones, but you don't tend to get those on compilations anyway. But we get, Dusty Springfield, Roy Orbison, The Kinks, Mamas and the Papas, Walker Brothers, Manfred Mann, Martha Reeves and Vandellas, Aretha Franklin, Procol Harum, Tom Jones, Animals, Petula Clark, Donovan, Cher, Shadows, Hollies, Trogs. Lots of good stuff on there. It's another one for my Beatles collection. This is a tribute to the Beatles. It's a strange one. It's 10 tracks. Track 1 is Please Please Me by the Welsh National Orchestra. And it's got an excerpt from an American interview with the Beatles. Then it's got Billy J. Kramer's Do You Want to Know a Secret, which Lennon and McCartney wrote. But this isn't this is Billy J. Kramer on his own. It's not with the Dakotas. This is a later re-recording. Then it's got another interview. Then it's got the Foremost doing Hello Little Girl, which I think is the original. Then it's got the Welsh National Orchestra again doing I Saw Her Standing There. Marmalades Obla Di Obla Da, which again I think is original. Another interview from Australia, Welsh National Orchestra again doing Can't Buy Me Love, and then a third interview, which is, well, it's an Australian one continued. But yeah, it's a strange little mixture. This is great. Danny Baker put me onto this. It's one he regularly plays. Daffy Duck doing Yesterday, and Long and Winding Road featuring Roadrunner. It's Bugs and Friends sing the Beatles, and this is the Beatles song sung by various Warner Brothers characters, basically. Bugs Bunny, Daffy Duck, Elmer Fudd, Taz, anybody else? Yosemite Sam and Roadrunner. It's excellent. And back onto the Bond soundtrack. This is Goldfinger. What can I say about Goldfinger? Not a lot really I can say about Goldfinger soundtrack. I talked about it anyway when I did my last Slice of Vinyl haul, because I picked it up on vinyl. Obviously the title track sung by Shirley Bassey is classic, but this is John Barry really getting into the Bond feel, if you like. He'd sort of half done Dr. No, he'd done From Russia With Love, and that's where he came up with 007 that I mentioned earlier. But then Goldfinger, that was it. He knew what he was doing from there on. Into Miami is a great little track. Dawn Raid on Fort Knox is excellent as well. And then lots of, obviously lots of bits in it are really good. So that's Goldfinger. We're going to do this. Okay, what I should do... No, I'll leave that one there. Okay, so that's it for part 1 of my soundtracks and compilations. That's the word I was looking for. Thank you for watching. Like, subscribe, comment, and I'll see you on another video. Thanks. Bye.